What's going on, everybody? I'm Thomas and welcome to Virginia Outdoors Unlimited. I just got back from a quick day trip out to the eastern shore of Virginia to chase a species of waterfowl that I had never gone after before, so I'm going to have a little bit of a different video for you guys today. I actually got a last-minute invite from the owners of High and Dry Waders, Brian Terry and Ian McNair, to come out for a morning rail hunt as well as to tour their facility out there and check out what they had going on with High and Dry. I found this rail hunting to be a very unique and interesting style of hunting. These birds aren't prolific flyers, so you have to wait till a very high tide to basically congregate the birds in the flooded marsh grasses, and then you either push-pull around the marsh or drift with the wind and jump shoot the birds as they flush. These birds are actually more likely to try to hide from you than to flush, so you basically got to be right on top of them. Not probably the biggest wing shooting challenge, but they're pretty cool, and they look pretty cool, and they taste really, really good. I was actually hoping to do a hunt and cook video with them, but things just didn't line up for that, but I will try and do one of those in the future. And then the second part of this video is going to be a conversation I had with Brian and Terry, a quick tour of their facility as well. And, I've been using their wader this season. I've been really impressed with it, so I wanted to learn a little bit more about it. And if you guys are interested in checking out more about it as well, I'll put a link to their website in the description below. And lastly, before we get into this one, I want to say if you guys aren't already subscribed to the channel and you guys enjoy these waterfowling videos, I'd really appreciate if you click that subscribe button. But without further ado, let's get into this video, and I hope you guys enjoy.
Tide comes up just a little bit more, you can see them. But right now, they're just like hunkered down, and they look just like that marsh grass.
Okay.
There he is. Nice. Attaboy, Thomas.
There you go.
That was quick on that one.
You were quick on that one. Sweet. We got one.
But no, what I was saying is I think you should.
Well done.
First one.
Is that your first rail?
Yeah.
Fantastic, dude.
I can't believe I got him on the first shot.
I mean, one shot.
Oh, there goes one.
There's another one. Yeah, I'm gonna work this line.
Get him. Nice. Oh, there's a bunch right there, There's two more. Get ready. Smoke him.
Maybe hit him.
He did.
Alright.
There you go, Thomas.
Alright. Thank you.
Take it.
Sorry, I should have taken that first one.
Alright. We still got one more right here, Brian.
On the left here. There he is.
Oh.
Hey, nice shot. I got him. There he is.
There he is. Get him. Nice. Dead eye.
Hard to miss these things almost.
They're kind of easy to shoot compared to like.
Yeah. After hunting wood ducks for
Right.
last weekend,
Yeah.
in particular.
On top of shooting a limited ducks. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Thank you. No worries. Oh, there you go. Kill it. That's what we get for picking up trash, I guess.
I think there's another one up there.
I think he's dead.
Yep. I don't think he has much of a head.
I'm glad I didn't shoot a little further back. Straight ahead. kind of.
Yep. Two. There's
Oh,
two.
yeah,
There's another
one
clip.
right there.
Nice. One dead up there too. He landed right beside his buddy.
There's another one in the grass on the left.
Then
I'll let you take this one.
No, shoot. If yours left, he's yours.
There you go.
Boom.
That was awesome. Didn't let none get away there. I wouldn't be surprised if there's more than that too.
Yeah, there he is. Boom. Good.
There's another one.
Oh.
Boom.
Nice little pile of marsh hens.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
That kind of story is. He's from Maryland.
Someone's gonna be getting a new pair of waders.
Absolutely.
Today I'm joined by Brian Terry and Ian McNair, and I'm out here at the High and Dry Wader Warehouse, and we're going to be talking a little bit about what they got going on with their wader brand. So the first question I got is, what made you all get into the wader industry? I know you're in the aquaculture industry, so what made you kind of bridge that gap?
That's exactly what it is. It's you know, I moved back to the Eastern Shore and got back in our family business. I'm now a fifth generation aquaculture farmer, and we were experiencing just faulty waders, gear constantly. You know, years ago we had upwards of 60 employees, and putting somebody in waders to work and be in this environment out in the water every day is taxing on gear.
Yep.
And it's very expensive as an employer to outfit your employees. And when you have gear out there that does not hold up and will not withstand the rigors that you put it through, you start looking everywhere else to try to find a better solution.
Gotcha.
So I worked with a lot of manufacturers, and we bought most of every brand that you could imagine, from expensive all the way down to dirt cheap, and none of them could hold up.
Gotcha.
So finally I just said, you know, I'll have to figure this out, and just started doing it, and reached out to a good friend of mine, Ian McNair, who is a world-renowned duck carver, and just a really great guy that's very knowledgeable on products and fabrics and all around in this industry, and has been all over the world. And we teamed up together, put our heads together, and started the project.
Gotcha. So I can see y'all have two offerings here. For those of you who don't know, I've been using their breathable offering here, but what made y'all decide to do both a breathable and a neoprene option, and what really do you think sets these apart from the other neoprene and breathable options out there?
We'll start with the breathable. We use a 4-layer breathable fabric. We really like the breathables. I mean, I am pretty much only wear breathable waders, just because I find them to be so much more comfortable. So you can wear them in the summertime all the way up into 15, 20 degrees with a proper layering system that we recommend. And you don't sweat inside of them, or if you do sweat inside of them, the moisture is allowed to escape through the fabric. And this is definitely our most popular wader is the breathable wader, especially in the recreational world. The neoprene still has a lot of good attributes in the commercial world, and some people prefer them. Brian, you can talk about the neoprene if you like.
Absolutely. So, I mean, neoprene is when the history of a wader, it was kind of the second step up from where the waders began. And a neoprene is a pretty durable product. So we chose to use a 5-layer neoprene that is thicker, it's warmer, and the biggest reason that for neoprene and warmth is when you're going to be in water and in cold temperatures, and you're not doing a whole lot of you're not exerting a whole lot of energy, and therefore you're not sweating a lot, but you still or moving a lot, but you're in a very cold environment.
Gotcha. Well, I have two questions off the back of that. I'm using the breathables this year. This is gonna be my first time ever hunting out of breathables. What should I do to layer up in these breathables? What is y'all's recommended layering strategy for these breathable waders?
So number one, you got to start with a base. You got to have a really good skin layer. So that's what we have. We have a really nice skin layer that's 85% of synthetic fibers. So it's got all the latest and greatest types of fibers that keep warmth in and allow perspiration to get out.
Gotcha.
And then once you go from your skin layer, depending on how the temperatures are, then you layer up accordingly. You either go to a second layer or you go all the way up to 3 or 4 layers, depending on how cold it can get and depending on what type of material you use as layer number 2 or layer number 3.
Gotcha.
So right now we're currently offering a 2-layer system. Once we get everything dialed in 100%, I'm hoping next year we'll have our 3-layer system. And that's what we're going to recommend, just a nice, good, solid 3-layer system.
Gotcha. So also, I've been using neoprenes for a long time, and that's because I've heard so many horror stories from the breathable side of the industry. And,
Absolutely.
That was really, I've always heard once you go breathable, you don't go back in terms of comfortableness.
Absolutely.
And I've definitely experienced that. But what makes y'all's breathable wader different, and what makes it last versus all the other horror stories we've all heard?
Well, the biggest horror story that you hear is leaky seams. That's, 100% by far the biggest complaint. And that's one thing that I always dealt with in the commercial world is constant leaky seams. Just nobody could get a seam to seal properly and not wear out and not leak. Sometimes really quick, sometimes a little, we take them off. But that's one of our biggest things that we focused on when we decided to start building waders was the seams. Gotcha. So with the way that we do our seam welding technology, it is by far superior than anything else on the market. Gotcha. And it is, it's something that will take that product and make it a better product for you, and it will alleviate a lot of those initial horror stories. The other thing too, the big horror story that a lot of people feel is that this fabric is not very tough or durable. And there are, depending on the types of fabrics, there are fabrics out there that are not as durable. But yes, at the end of the day, it is a fabric, and if you try to cross a barbed wire fence and you don't get all the way over it, you're going to put a hole in your wader. It's inevitable. And you'll do the same thing with a neoprene or anything else. So it's the other thing too is how quick can you fix it and get back in the water. And that's with both of these products. We're able to fix them quick and get back in the water.
Gotcha.
The other thing that we did with this is we did a lot of testing on lots of different seam seal tapes, and we worked directly with our manufacturer to explore things that are proprietary to this wader that no other company's doing. And some of that we kind of keep it a little bit of a secret, but the secret is definitely out there that these waders are far better than just about anything else in the marketplace, just because people have been wearing them for years and they're still holding up, which, a lot of people, they're lucky to get a season out of a pair of breathable waders.
Could you grab one of them legs real quick? I just want to show everybody at home. One of the things that caught my eye, and I think most waterfowlers that catch your eye, is this Kevlar patch right here. And I can tell you, I hunt beaver swamps and timber environments in particular. So I've already seen the worth of these. But what made y'all decide to really put Kevlar on the knee? Was it what was the main goal with that? Just to add an extra layer of protection?
That's it. You always want something, a shin guard, if you will. Something to protect you from the knee down. Because that's where you're always brushing up against things, where you're always hitting things. Like you said, in beaver swamps, you're always stepping in and always having something tear there. So in our mind, we were just talking, and we're like, what's the toughest material we know? What's out there that is bulletproof? And we're like, Kevlar. And so that's when we did our research with the Kevlar material, and now they are not bulletproof, so do not go shoot yourself in the leg. but they are tear resistant. So that was the initial, our initial thought.
Okay.
And then what we did was we took a 3.5 millimeter neoprene pad and encased that in the actual same breathable fabric that your wader's made out of, and suspend that behind the Kevlar to give you the pad and the comfort that you need when you're on your knees or kneeling or just sitting there hunting on your knees.
Gotcha.
So you have a little bit of added protection and comfort.
Gotcha.
And then another thing that we, when we designed this wader, we didn't say let's reinvent the wader from scratch, but we really did try and think outside of the box and do things that no other wader company was doing. And just because the status quo of waders that were in the marketplace weren't cutting it. And so we worked with our manufacturer and so many times he said, well, nobody's ever done something like that before. I don't know if, we don't even know if we can do it. But we said, we need something that is better than what the marketplace offers, because the aquaculture industry is so much tougher than even your diehard duck hunter who hunts 60 or 120 days a year if you're on the West Coast. A waterman is in the water 300 and plus days a year in his waders.
Yep. Gotcha. So, a couple last questions. What would you say is the most impressive feedback, or the most, the feedback that you guys have heard that has made you really think you're on the right track?
For me, the biggest compliment is I'm on season 3, and I'm still wondering when these waders are going to fare.
Yeah,
and that's the biggest for me.
I would say on this neoprene wader, we've got a 6-layer seam seal technology that we use on this, and I don't believe anybody else does that in the marketplace. And we've had people, tear these waders and put holes in these waders. We've never had this neoprene wader that we have currently, that we've been making for 3 years of this design, never had one returned because of a seam failure.
Wow. Gotcha. Yeah. Last question I got is, where is High and Dry headed from here? Y'all offer these. What kind of is your goal in the long term? Are y'all just trying to offer a hunting wader, or are y'all trying to expand out and cover the whole market?
Right. So, the sky's the limit. We're going to go as far as our customers will allow us to go. And we are not limiting ourselves to the hunting market.
Gotcha.
There are, the biggest things. There's surf fishing, there's fly fishing, there's agriculture, there's aquaculture, there's duck hunting. There's so many things out there that utilizes waders. I mean, there's fish farming. There's, even veterinarians use waders for physical therapy and to get in water with animals and things like that. So there's so many areas out there that utilize a chest wader. So we are doing our best to try to research and tap into every single market out there and try to curtail, tweak, make minor adjustments to our main product. But at the end of the day, we are a wader manufacturer, and we're going to stay a wader manufacturer. And that's what we're going to do.
Gotcha.
And that's all we're going to do.
Yep. All right, well, that's about all I got for today.
Absolutely.
Thank you guys so much for having me along.
Absolutely.
Yeah, thanks for coming out.
Having this conversation.
A hell of a hunt.
And hell of a hunt. It was a great hunt this morning.
He's a good shot, too.
Yeah. Not just on the rails, not on the dot. And, if you guys need some waders, these guys, this is a Virginia company. It's, it's my pleasure, really, to be working with them and to have their support. And, I'm really very impressed with their product, so I'm sure you guys will see more of it on the channel going forward. So I'm sure I'll have some rail footage here to wrap up this video, but hope you guys enjoyed this.